Good evening, my loves. Welcome to this week's coaching gem. I am Deanna. If you are new here, welcome to Destination Deanna. Please consider this your self help learning library where we discuss all things love, relationships, more specifically, love attraction. And currently, we are actually in a 4-week series called The Art of Love Attraction. So, this is actually week 2. Last week was part 1, and we did the art of flirting. So, if you didn't get a chance to check that out, make sure that you go back and watch part 1, which was the art of flirting. Tonight, our feature is the art of suggestion. So if you're new here, I generally like to start off by just saying what I'm doing, giving you my intention, right? So you're clear on what the message is about, like what I'm teaching on and why. So my intention is actually, and this is geared more towards the ladies, but gentlemen, fellas, you are welcome here. Definitely please chime in. Let the ladies know when I'm really on point saying something great, or please elaborate if you feel the need to. But my intention with tonight's lesson is teaching you how a very small shift in approach can net better results. So no more shooting your shot, pursuing relationships, or proposing. Can't believe I even have to say that, but I'm going to show you how subtle cues and gestures can create an irresistible magnetic pull, which will then foster deeper connections and understanding between either partners if you're in an established relationship, or it just sets the proper tone for you to be pursued if you're single and dating, right? Now, what I'm not doing. Teaching manipulation tactics. Please don't come on here with that. There's nothing that I'm teaching that gives women an unfair advantage in relationships, or it's teaching to take advantage of men. No, everything that I'm teaching is for the benefit of healthier relationships. It is for the benefit of people actually finding their person and getting married, having successful marriages. That is what I'm teaching. So if it appears like it's manipulation, it's just vast knowledge. Okay? Applied knowledge at the advanced level. So that's what we got going on. And before I get started with the actual lesson, I'm just going to go ahead and check in with everybody, see who's in the comments. Hey, Bree. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making sure everybody knows how to get here. Oh, and of course, my honey is front and center. He's in the other room, but we still show support. Hey, baby. See you in a little bit. See you in a little bit. Now for tonight's lesson, the art of suggestion. Now keep in mind with this series, the reason why I named it the art of is because everything I'm teaching you, it's an art. That means it's a skill acquired by experience, study, or observation. Now, the beautiful thing is you get the benefit of all of my experience, all of my study, all of my observation. I mean, I've loved love all my life, but I have been a coach for 8, almost 9 years, dedicated full time only doing this for 2. So you are learning and gaining the benefit of the skills I have. But I wanted you to know that it's art, meaning you can learn it. So there's no need to be intimidated. Everything that I'm going to teach, I'm going to break it down so it's easy to digest and easy for you to implement, because the intention is that you all have better dating experiences if you're single. If you're in a relationship, I want you to have better communication, better interactions with your partner. Okay? So, suggestion. Oh, hey, Keisha. Is that flirting? Yeah, just a little. Like to act it out. So, suggestion, right? We're going to start a little bit with just the definition. So, an idea or plan put forward for consideration, right? So, for consideration, this already gives you some context clues about what we're going to be doing, right? And number two, I wanted to make sure I gave you a psychology reference. A lot of the things that I teach are based on the different psychologies of the sexes, okay? So, a psychology reference, the influencing of a person to accept an idea, belief, or impulse uncritically, right? So, influencing. And remember, ladies, influencing is feminine. So, we like that. Now, I want you to be mindful of the fact that suggestion creates opportunity. Suggestion creates opportunity. I'm going to highlight 4 specific opportunities, right? So if you are single, right, and you are looking to be found, to attract your partner, it presents the opportunity to be approached. To be approached. Ladies, you want to be approached. Okay, we are completely removing the thoughts of you approaching guys, you shooting your shot, all of that. Now, for you ladies that are going to say, I go after what I want, cool. This is not the live for you. I'm not in the business of convincing. Keep on doing that. If it's working, have at it. I don't think it's working though. But anyway, this ain't for you. So to be approached, that's the art of suggestion. It's going to create an opportunity for men to approach you, right? Now, if you're in the dating phase already, it creates the opportunity to be pursued. So there's already established interest, like there's a mutual thing. You've kind of given the man the green light. So this is what suggests to him he can pursue you. The third opportunity, this is more, it can be in all phases. It can be in the dating phase. It can be in the relationship phase. It can be in the marital stage, but to be provided for. Suggestion, we're not requesting cash apps and we're not requesting payments for things. We're not doing that. We are feminine ladies. We suggest. We subtly mention. Well, I'll get to that. But to be provided for creates that opportunity. And the fourth thing, it provides the opportunity to be helped, to be assisted, right? And when we're in our feminine, we allow assistance. We allow help, whether that's physically lifting things for us, whether that's mentally allowing a man to solve a problem for you, take care of something, to be helped, right? So those are the opportunities that are created by suggestion. And hold on, a comment's coming through. Oh, okay. Yes, it does work together. You're right. All of these messages are connected, right? It's all under the umbrella of the art of love attraction. So all of this kind of works together, but I'm breaking it down into mini lessons that are related. So good catch, Bree. So for the moment you've all been waiting for, how do we do this? How do we suggest? How do we master the art of suggestion? I'm going to give you a couple of things to do. So one of the things to focus on when you're implementing suggestion is subtlety. So for my ladies that are more outgoing, like you're used to kind of speaking your mind and just being direct, this is the opposite of that. This is the exact opposite. You are not being direct. You're being very subtle. Subtle. So let me give you an example. I just flew into Maryland. I happened to not be with my husband. I was with my son. He's 6 years old. He's not at the point that he could carry my bag. I had my carry-on in the stowaway, and we're getting ready to get off the plane. I could have gotten the bag myself, right? But I got my son. I'm kind of managing things, and there's a few gentlemen by the luggage. What do? I subtly reach, not for real though. I just I just motion like I'm going to get it. The men look at me and I'm like, "Oh, my bag's right there." They grab it. That's subtlety and suggestion. I didn't say, "Oh, get my bag for me." You're a man, get my bag. Like, I probably was thinking it, but I didn't say that. I just subtly motioned like I was going to get it. And then, "Oh, that's my bag right there." The subtle suggestion. "Oh, get my bag. It's right there." So that's just an example. This is so funny. I did this at the shop. I asked for help with batteries in a remote. One guy was delighted. One man said, "I'm going to charge you." I mean, that's the risk you run. Yeah, some guys might be like, "You can't get your own bag." But there's usually a gentleman around that's gonna oblige and be happy to help, be delighted to help. So yeah, I'm working on being subtle. It takes practice. Again, like, this is an art, meaning you have to find your flow in it, right? It may not always feel as like second nature, especially to us ladies, and I'm including myself, who have always been like in management, running our own businesses, like in charge, really direct. This is a shift. You are no longer direct, you are subtle. You're subtle, right? Next thing is, what you say, Bree? "Oh, my bag is right there." Yes. Yes. "Oh, my bag is right there." Whenever you're, getting into your feminine bag and you are suggesting, I always drop the tone down a little bit, put a little soothe on it, a little musicality on it, a little flow, kind of sing-songy. "Oh, my bag's right there." You know, y'all about to learn all my secrets. Okay. Number 2, small gestures. Small gestures. So again, using my same example, I like signaled, like I went to go reach for it. Like, that's a small gesture indicating like what I'm trying to do, indicating where I need the help. So small gestures, right? If you're in a grocery store, um, reaching but looking like it's a struggle. Going to get the cart and kind of like pulling it. Oh. Stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh, y'all. But seriously, small gestures, right? Just little indications of "help me." Little indications. Okay. So small gestures. Let me see y'all's comments. Y'all about to have me laughing. Whispering and moving like a snake. Whatever works. Whatever gets you in the mindset of subtle, soft, suggesting, whatever. More examples of being subtle in day-to-day life. I don't know what your day-to-day life is. That's different for everybody. What I would suggest is looking at your interactions, right? Because this is more about your interactions specifically with men, right? So your specific interactions, are they at work? Are you talking about like where you're going out to eat? It would depend. So subtle suggestion is going to vary based on where you are and where the opportunities are to help. So since beginning level, right? Just think of small things that you wouldn't feel uncomfortable allowing someone to help with. So, opening doors, right? You might be used to doing that for yourself, but it's a small opportunity to let a man help you. So, if you're going towards a door and there's a man going there, let him get there before you. Don't race to go do it yourself. Stroll, smile, look inviting of the assistance. So that's what I mean by like subtle. You're not saying, hey, can you get my door? You're not running to the door and standing in front of it like he has no choice, but you're looking at the opportunities, right? You're looking at the opportunities and you're subtly taking advantage of them. So that's one, like opening doors or carrying things, carrying heavy things, picking up heavy things. So Keisha, that's the best I can do without specific things. But as I'm continuing to go through the list, think about your day to day, right? And think about specific examples where I could help. And then in the Q&A, you can tell me the specific things that are like tripping you up or where you can't find them. And then I can give some then. Brianna giving the advanced notes. Anything that requires work. Yes. Come on now. Anything that requires work is an opportunity for a man to help. And usually they are delighted to do so, right? They want to be strong. They want to be helpful. Go ahead, Bree. I'm glad that helped, Keisha. Yup, and you racing to the door. All right, next one. Casual mentioning. Casual mentioning. So we'll go back to my first example. My luggage, right? I didn't say, oh, my bag's right there. Can you get that for me? I did my gesture. I reached for it. And then I said, oh, that's my bag right there. You know, creating the opportunity for a man to help. So casual mentioning of what the thing is or like what could be helpful. So if there's something and it's heavy, I don't know if I could pick that up. Or looking, sorry guys, I don't mean to laugh. It's just to think about all of the ways in which this could happen and how simple it sounds, but how difficult it can be if you've just been doing everything by yourself. Like I'm pretty used to allowing, a man to man around me. Like I'm not trying to step in that male lane. So I just always see opportunities. So I think maybe reverting back to what Brianna said, like anything that involves work, anything that involves you sweating, struggling, like exerting a lot of energy, like messing up your clothes, like anything like that, anything that takes you out of flow, anything that takes you out of like relaxation mode and just chill, right? Let them do it. Let them do it. And then making statements. Now, the reason why this is important is statements are not requests or demands. This is extremely important. When dealing with men, you can make general statements, and of course, your tone still needs to be that of soft, respectful, suggestive, right? It is not demanding, it is not stern, it is not direct. So making the statement, oh, my bag's right there. Oh, this is a little heavy. Oh, do you know how to get to such and such? I really need to get to such and such. Like just always really soft and really like inviting of the assistance without demanding it, it's like you got to leave the space for them to think it's their idea too, like, and you don't want there to be pressure. So you don't want to create a situation where a man feels like he has to do something. You're literally just presenting the opportunity where if he wants to man, he can. Right? There's the opportunity. If you're a man and you like to help women, get the door. If you're a man and you like to assist women, get the luggage. If you're a man and you like to assist women, hey, pull that off the shelf. You can reach it better than I can. It's easier for you to do. So making statements. I'm sorry, I'm neglecting the chat, but I'm sure y'all will hold it down. Y'all be having your own conversations. This, I'm not well versed in casual mentioning. Because why are you not paying attention? Don't you see me struggling? So you know what, Bree? Casual mentioning is like the next step up, right? So that's kind of why I put it in that order, right? So you want to start with the subtlety and the small gestures. I put those first because 9 times out of 10, those will work. 9 times out of 10, those will work. So if you work on those, you shouldn't need the casual mentioning too much. And actually, I have used the casual mentioning more in closer relationships. So not necessarily strangers, but more people I know, or, you know, like with my husband. Like there's a familiarity there. So I can say more. I'm more comfortable. Obviously, the casual mentioning is not nagging. It's not like overly reminding him. It's just my sweet way of, I guess, of reminding sometimes. Yes, please wait till the Q&A. Okay, baby, thank you. My husband is always great at highlighting, you know, some of the male perspective. He may not be paying attention. Of course, you may come across that one who feels good being able to answer your question for assistance. That's true too. Like, have I ever run into that? No, but I think the reason why I haven't ran into it is because I pay attention to my surroundings. So usually if I'm suggestive, and obviously this is more so like before I was married, this doesn't really happen much now. My husband takes care of everything. It's kind of rare that I'm like on my own and needing male assistance. But I paid attention to like who was around me. And usually it was men that were looking for ways to be helpful too. So it wasn't always that I even needed to suggest, they were offering. And that is because of my energy and what I exude, right? I exude femininity. So when I'm around men, they naturally want to help me. They naturally feel like, oh, this is okay. This is how it's supposed to go. I'm a man. Let me do this, right? Yes, baby. Thank you. So number 5, and this is the last one, right? In the how. Highlight what you need, want, appreciate, and love. And this is kind of next level, like when you actually have you have something established. So this, it can come up in like first meetings and like when you're dating and things like that. But this is more so for when there's a comfortability there, maybe a relationship established. Highlighting what you need, what you want, what you appreciate, and what you love. And the reason why this is important because it suggests that you are available for assistance. If you are mentioning these things to this man, it lets him know your comfort level, right? And it lets him know that you trust him to help you. Otherwise, why else would you be mentioning it? Why would you give him this information? Then the flip side of this, which is like an additional bonus, one that I actually found out from my husband. When I think this was when we were dating and we were getting to know each other. And I kind of told him, like, I don't like surprises. Like, I like to tell you what I like. You get it for me. Like, that's it. And he had to school me. He's like, well, you know, if you let me know like what it is you need, what you like, but you still leave it open, you give me the opportunity to show you how I interpret that. And you may be surprised to learn different things you might like. And he could not have been more right about that. And me not taking the control, right? Not being demanding, not giving him the exact do this, this, I want this, but just giving him, you know, a lot of information about some things I might need, some things I enjoy, what I appreciate him doing and things I love. And like just giving him all the information he would need and allowing him to serve me, cater to me, help me in the ways that he wanted to. It was a mutually beneficial way to go about it. And he put me on to some things. His interpretation of things was different than mine. So it actually helped me to learn different ways to enjoy some of the things I thought I already knew about. Right? So, kind of quick recap. If you want to implement suggestion, the key word is subtlety, right? There's no directness here. You want to be subtle in how you move, how you talk, your mannerisms, all of that, your energy. You want to use small gestures, right? So there's the pointing, there's always the playing with the hair. There's always, I'm good with my hands. I talk with my hands. I move my hands a lot. So I'm used to, feminine gestures with my hands. Casual mentioning. That's when you get past the subtlety, the small gestures. That's when you casually mention, oh, my bag's right there. Oh, this is kind of heavy. Oh, I could really use help with this, right? Remembering to make statements, never demands, never directives, never requests, right? And then number 5, you want to highlight what you need, want, appreciate, and love. Give men all of the information to please you, to do the things that would be helpful, and let them interpret it how they want to, and just ask you for clarity. You might be surprised in how they decide to do that. So I know y'all are burning up with the questions. Let's get to it. The Q&A part. What's going on? I hope y'all got it ready. You're good with your hands. I knew somebody was gonna catch it. I mean, my husband's on the live. So what are your questions? Oh Lord, Bree was ready. All right, what do I do when they are not picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, for one, I think you have to get to a place of expectancy that they will, right? I don't give any thought to how I'm not going to get what I want. I don't give no thought to it. I never think about what if this doesn't work? What if my husband doesn't pick up on this? What if he doesn't? I never do that. I always just assume. I show up in my feminine. I know how to communicate. I know how to be subtle. So I have a certain expectancy about it. And that's a part of the series too. The art of expecting. So stay tuned for that. But if you must, right, before you can get to the part where you expect it, if they're not picking up what you're putting down, you don't want to leave your feminine to try to force. So I would say you can try another gesture, you can try another subtle thing, or you can just move forward and know that they don't pick it up. If it's in the dating phase or just meeting a person, I mean, you could then move forward to mentioning, right? So if they're not picking up on the gestures or the subtlety, you can do the mentioning. The mentioning is like a next step up. You could do that. You could try. Or you could just realize okay, they're not picking it up and move forward. And number 2, how do I answer the question, what do you need specifically, in a feminine way? So I'm assuming that when they ask you this, there is already an area that you guys are talking about. Because for them to say, what do you need specifically? That means I would assume that you've been talking about a specific area, but they need more clarity about how to help. And this goes back to like highlighting what you need, um, what you love, what you appreciate, and giving them more information so they can help. There's nothing wrong with um, directly answering a man's question when he asks you specifically. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as you're still like soft, I would add in like, oh, that's so sweet. You want to help me? I would throw in that before I say what it is, but I would thank him like, oh wow, you really want to help? That's so sweet. Oh, this is what would relieve my stress. Such and such would make it easier for me to XYZ. It would really be helpful if I had XYZ. So still like lighthearted, like not hitting it hard, if that makes sense. Let me know if that addressed it, Bree. I need someone, preferably a man, to invest in my business. How can I suggest that? I think before even thinking about suggesting things like that, you have to make sure the men you're asking and entertaining are genuine providers that believe in investing in women like that. Otherwise, anything I'm teaching you right now will not matter. It definitely matters about the type of man you're entertaining. Men that are genuine providers, operating in their masculine, they look for ways to help. So you probably wouldn't even have to ask. I didn't have to ask Will to invest in my business. All I did was share with him what I was doing, right? And as I shared what I was doing, as a man who's always thinking he wants things to be easier for me, so he's thinking with his business hat, she doesn't have to do that. I could help her with that. She doesn't need to be doing this herself. I could pay someone to do that, right? So he just observed me, saw how he could help. And then as I shared more about my business, he offered. Now that's top tier. Like that's what you want. But I would say it's really important to know what type of men you're entertaining and making sure that they're genuine providers, because it won't matter how you do it if they're not that way. We're not in the business of convincing men. Like, I don't want you guys even stepping into that energy where you have to defend what you need or what you would like. In this case, you want someone to invest in your business. I think it should be very clear. I think a man that's interested in you, if he spends just a little bit of time with you, he's going to know about your business because you're talking about it all the time. You're posting about it, right? So if he's interested in you and he has the means and he wants to lighten your load, he's going to start asking more questions about it. Oh, how do you run that? Oh, do you do it by yourself? How do you get the materials? Where are you going for that? How long do you? He's going to start collecting the information to see where he can help. So I would put the focus on making sure the quality of the men align with the experience you want to have. Then when you've done that, make sure he has the information. So make sure you're sharing. Again, you're sharing the things that you enjoy, the things you love, the things you appreciate, the things you need help with. You're sharing them with him and you're highlighting them so that he can see where he can fit in to help and make your life easier. Yes, baby, that's the point too. Yep. Especially if he asked. If he asked, you can certainly answer. Just, keep the tone, keep your femininity intact. I'm glad it's good, Bree. You had some really good questions. I'm sure you're not the only one that was thinking those. They seem to be the ones that I get often as well. So thank you. All right, Keisha, did you discuss how to determine a genuine provider? Not on this live, But I did do an entire live on how to tell he's a provider. That's the topic. That's the title. How to tell he's a provider. So for any of you that are thinking that and you're trying to kind of vet and figure out like the quality of the men, go back and take a look at that video. How to tell he's a provider. And I lay it out. Bree said, noted. Y'all be ready because my time is coming. We already know your time is here. You're operating in the time now. I don't think I missed any other. Oh, good evening. Hey, Alice. I don't know if you missed the lesson. We kind of already went through it. It's Q&A time though. So if you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat. I don't want to come off as a sugar baby, but treat me like a baby and give me sugar. I mean, I don't know a woman alive that does not want a man to like baby her and take care of her. Like even the most independent, I do not like that word, but even those women, they enjoy a man picking up the tab and making their lives easier. Yes, they do. They enjoy it. So yeah, we don't want to come off. That's kind of why I said like this is not a manipulation tactic, but it literally is. How do you operate like in a space with men, knowing how they're wired, knowing how they interact with women, and we're obviously I'm always talking about quality men. Let's put that, like, let's clarify. I'm not talking about men that have no desire to be chivalrous. I'm not talking about men that are arguing with women and like debating about 50-50. I'm not talking about them. Like, I don't want y'all to be talking about them either. I'm talking about men that are genuine providers. They love to see women soft and taken care of. They love what women bring to an environment by being peaceful and loving. It's so funny. Every now and again, some guy will get upset about what I'm teaching and what I'm saying, because he want to go 50-50 or something like that. And he'll say like, oh, your husband takes care of you and what does he get? And I'm like, that's so funny. You should ask my husband. And when I asked him, he was like, yeah, you help me enjoy it all. You help me enjoy it all. That's the one thing that I need. That's the one thing only you can do, right? He had a life. He loved himself. He made good money. He traveled. He had experiences. And, he loved his life. But when he got with me, I put the zhuzh on it. That's why he don't mind taking care of me. And that's how any man is going to be. Like, you come into his life and you just bring a different energy. You inspire him in a different way by bringing a peaceful demeanor, a peaceful environment. Like, I love to cater to my husband. I was joking today, like all day while he was at work, I was in here like ruminating over the dinner I was cooking for him. I got dressed, put on a little nightgown, sprayed my perfume on, put my fresh lip gloss on before he came. I asked him what time he was going to come home. I was prepping the food. So, when he walked in the door, he got a little whiff of something going. Had my apron on. Like, I was too excited to cater to him because he takes care of me very well. And that's the ebb and flow, right? That is the ebb and flow. That's what men get. So, hold on. I missed it. Hold on. Let me scroll. Y'all be getting into the conversations. Oh, hey, Toya. I see you're on too. Okay, Keisha. My ex told me I need to be more soft, but raising a boy keeps me in my masculine energy. Oh my God. So I've talked about this previously. as well, because I had that perspective before I met my husband. And I would encourage you not to hold on to that belief, right? I know that instinctively, as like mother figures, we um think, especially with our boys, like, oh, I don't want to baby him. I don't want him being a punk. I don't want him to be too soft. But here's the thing, and this is what my husband taught me, and this is why it's so important, even if you're single, to like get good men around you, get good quality men that you can talk to, mentors, different things like that. If they're not someone like you're seriously dating, someone you can trust who's not trying to take advantage. But he said to me, like, you know, he's coming to you for comfort. That's what a mother is. A mother is soft, she's nurturing, she's comforting. So when he comes to you and you're trying to toughen him up, that's the opposite of what he needs. And you're actually training him to see women as tough. You don't want that, because you want him to see the women in his life as, fragile, to be taken care of, to be catered to be nurturing, to be soft. And from that day forward, I looked at raising my son completely different. So in your case, like if you're single and you have a boy, you be nurturing, right? You can be firm. You obviously still have to discipline them and things like that. But for that toughness and the masculineness, get him around men. You don't then take on the masculine energy and say you got to stay in that for a boy. No, he needs to see the difference. He's a boy, you are a girl. There's differences. And my son knows that. When he sees me go open a door, he says, "Mommy, boys do that." Like, he corrects me because he has seen his dad take care of me in that way all the time, consistently, to the point that he now knows, as a boy, when girls are around, there's certain things you take care of for them. You're a boy. So I would just encourage you, Keisha, in that way. Don't allow it to fester in your mind like you have to make up for the masculine. You don't. Bask in your femininity, right? Be a great woman. Show him the benefits of a soft, feminine woman, so he will know how to treat one, and he will be attracted to that as well. Staying in your lane. Okay. My Southern gentleman was the first man to invest in my health coaching business. Yeah, like, did you ask, or how did that go? Did he just pay attention because you were talking about it and he seen you posting about it and he offered? Or did you have to ask? Yes. Yes, Bree. We've had this conversation before. It's something, I think all single mothers or women that are caring for male children, they need someone to tell them this, because it's a natural instinct. We think because there's no male presence, we have to give it to them, but that's actually opposite. We don't need to do that. We need to get them around other men that can show them that. Oh, this is my aunt. Hi, Auntie. A man will show his interest just because of the care of her interest to her business. So again, we're saying, like, men that are interested, men that are genuine providers, this is why you are suggesting, right? This is why you're subtly suggesting. This is why you're making, casual mentions. This is why you're just highlighting the things you love, the things you need, the things you want, the things you appreciate, and allowing them to provide the help, allowing them to problem solve. Men love to problem solve. Give them stuff to work on. They like to be useful and helpful. Let men. Let men. Here we go. I knew my husband was going to come with this. I knew it because it's something that we talked about in great detail. Keisha, I did a video called, I don't want to quote it wrong, but it's specifically for single mothers and the things that get in the way of single mothers, like dating and successfully attracting love. Give me a second because I want to give you the exact title so you can go back and take a look at it, where I specifically talked about this dynamic. It's an important one. And a lot of women think just like that. So please go back and watch Avoid Single Mother Setbacks. I did it about 11 months ago, but if you go to Destination Deanna on YouTube, right, click on live, because I go live every Monday. So that's where all my videos are, under the lives. Scroll down a bit and you will see Avoid Single Mother Setbacks. And I talked about this and some other ones. Okay. So Keisha, don't claim that. You don't need masculine energy to raise your son. Your feminine energy is the natural way to raise him. Boys truly don't need their moms to be masculine to raise them. And this is from a man, right? A man who has raised 2 grown children, raising 2 more. Like, he knows. And he's also mentored lots of young men, right? So with single moms. So this is advice that he has given repeatedly. And these moms have been thankful to him because he was able to come in and give them that masculine energy and guidance that they need without their moms feeling like they need to do that. Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Because I see Bree talking about a nightgown. What happened? Oh, in my story. Yes, girl. He was excited too. He was like, "Oh, come home to a nightgown? Okay." He probably like, "Yeah," and then you went and put a shirt on for this live. Keisha, as he grows into a man, you don't want the example before him to be a woman who is masculine. That's good. That's good, because you don't want him attracting that. You don't want him with that. Alex, I could bet you allowed him to see and hear your dreams and passion too. I bet he felt that. Absolutely. Yes, having good men around is the cheat code. Barbershops, football leagues. There's mentors at school. You can even ask at their school, like, hey, do they have any groups for young boys where they can get mentored by the older men? A lot of the phys ed teachers and the coaches, they love that. Yeah, they teach him how to treat me, and I show him how a woman should respond to men treating women a certain way. Absolutely. Like, how are they going to get the other side if you're trying to fill in something that's not even natural for you? So, Keisha, thank you for saying that. It's always great for you guys to bring up what it is you might be having difficulty in, because you're not the only one. You're probably just the one who spoke up about it. But there's going to be plenty of women that are either on the live now or watching the replay later that are going to be so glad you asked that question, because they were thinking it too. See, Alice didn't have to ask. Never had to ask him for anything, because we don't ask. If you got to ask, shouldn't even want it. Shouldn't even want it. Alice, he ain't never told me none of that. Oh, I guess we'll be continuing this conversation in the membership, going even deeper. My ladies in the membership, they in here. Yup, girl, don't gatekeep. Help me. Oh, we got all the inside jokes. See, y'all will only know what we're talking about if you join the membership, and enrollment is open. So I'll put the link at the end of the live if you are ready. If you are ready to join a family, right? We are literally a family on this love attraction journey together, learning how to master love attraction. So I teach the principles. There is a monthly lesson. There is a monthly accountability call where we talk about the implementation of the lesson. And then there's daily posts, different challenges, different quizzes, everything to keep us in alignment with love attraction. So if you know you're ready to make a move, you're only going to get but so much on these lives. I give all the information away, and that's fine. I'll answer all your questions, no problem. But in order to get real mastery, to get real implementation of what I'm teaching, we have to converse. We have to get to know each other. We have to have that next level of investment. So if you are ready for that, please join us in the Love Attraction Mastery membership. Yes, definitely the prototype. I would agree. You ain't told us anything yet that would discourage us from supporting him. Well, I totally agree with you because I don't want to be hardcore and it does bother me. You know why it bothers you, Keisha? Because it goes against like what's naturally inside of you. But because you're mothering him, you just don't want him going without. So that's a part of your nurturing too. You're feeling like you got to fill in the gap. But there is a way to fill in the gap without you becoming masculine. I have him in the mentorship programs, but I feel he needs it daily. Then you need to figure out how you can have a man pour into him more frequently. And I don't necessarily know if he would need it daily. I think just finding something that he's interested in where a man can be taking the lead and he can be around men. But that's just my opinion. If you feel like he needs it daily, see if there's any other way that you can get him like an actual mentor that might maybe text him or kind of call him more frequently. Okay. Yep. I'll catch you up. Tell him, Alice. Just take Deanna's advice. She knows what she's talking about with the providers. Come on, because I'm not trying to have y'all with no rinky-dink type situations. Nah. The reason why I'm so hard on you ladies and I'm like really desiring for you to reach the level is because then you can require whatever you want. I don't believe there's any limitations on what you all want as long as you are willing to do the work and become the woman that warrants it. That's what we do here. We're not just pie in the sky. Oh, take care of me. I'm nothing. I'm of no value. I don't care about myself. No, we up level ourselves all the time. We are quality women here. And that is why we warrant certain behavior, certain treatment. So listen to Alice. Just do what I say. Keisha, he truly does need you daily to fill the void. Talk to your brothers or male cousins or friends and let them know how you're feeling. I think that's great. Yep. Start to develop a community that can support in that way. Brianna is funny. Please go through me to get to the membership. Listen, if Brianna is helping you out, if you like her commentary, if she's answering questions, you need to hit her up, DM her. She'll give you the information about the membership. Her or Alice, they're both on here. Deanna is busy. I really am, and I'm so thankful for your assistance, Bree. I had like such a good day today. I had such a good day today with my family and my son. Look, I mean, Will enjoys it. I was in here cooking up a storm. I made some cabbage, some honey infused salmon with this rice side. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. My husband was happy. He went back for seconds, packed his lunch for tomorrow. He is happy. I require car maintenance, non-negotiable. I do not want to take care of my car. Girl, I didn't even know how to take care of a car. My father took care of my car till I was like 30. And he passed me off to a dude and told the dude it was his job now. I know nothing. Now, my husband, he takes care of my car, but he makes sure I know. So see, that's next level, right? You get you a real good man. He gonna take care of you. He gonna make sure you don't have to do all of that stuff, but he's also going to empower you and make sure you have the information that if ever he's not around, you can still conduct yourself to the level in which he would. Thanks, Will. Yeah, so dysfunctional. Getting men who aren't trying to. Yeah, that can be difficult. That's why I would say maybe stick with people that you meet in a professional manner where it would be like inappropriate for them to do that. So people at the school, You know what I mean? Like it would be inappropriate for them to be trying to do things like that. They would more than likely keep it professional. So try that. Girl, it was good. I didn't even get a picture. I didn't even get a picture. It was off that plate as soon as that plate hit the table. Oh, thank you, Alice. I love the membership. It's a beautiful thing being surrounded by like-minded women that are willing to do the work. And something that I don't talk about enough, I think, when I mention the membership is the importance of having the right community to keep feeding what you're learning. Because guess what? The things that you're learning here, everyone's not subscribing to this. Everyone is not trying to better themselves and be the best version of themselves so that they can require more. They're not doing that. There's a lot of people that are just accepting what is, right? They're just going through life, letting life happen to them. They don't think they have the power to create their reality. They don't think that they can manifest love. They don't think they can attract what it is they desire. They don't think any of that. So it's so important when you begin to do this work to be around other people that are going to encourage you when it gets difficult. To be around other people that when you try to revert back to what you've been used to, they yank you up. They yank you up. In the membership, the ladies literally will call each other out. Like, girl, that's not what we do. Alice be quick to tell them, like, no date number 2, X him out, block. Like, they are so quick to hold each other accountable to the new standards that we have set. So there's no going backwards. And we have observed, when people don't necessarily have an environment like that, it's hard to keep up the new you. You will inadvertently go back to what you're used to or what is common, what everybody is subscribing to. So yes, come join us. Hey, Carla. It's always good when I see people who can't always get on air. Yes, you're so welcome, Keisha. You're always here. You're a part of the Love Attraction community. We want to support you as best we can. Yeah. Yeah, it is a real challenge, honey. Thank you for being so supportive and giving Keisha encouragement and things to do. Yep. Make the most of what you have. That's all you can do. I want to make cookies. I love making cookies. Listen, and cook dinners and stuff. I'm a fairy. I want to play in game nights. And yes, like I'm telling you, me and Will had this conversation today where he said to me, like, he didn't think I was going to enjoy domestic things because of all the trauma I had been through. Right? So, we're married and we've shared a good amount of our past and different things that we've been through. We're best friends, so we're not like holding back on any of that. And he was like, yeah, I was kind of worried about that. And it came up because I was like, man, I really love cooking for you. I love decorating the home. I was so excited. I came to our Maryland home and he had a new apron for me. I was like so excited. Like, I love aprons. Like, and I'm telling you, people that knew me from 10 years ago, they would not think this is my life at all. Because 10 years ago, I was like super independent, I'll pay people to cook. I don't do that. I don't cook. I don't clean. Like all of that, really shooting it, like screaming it from the rafters, right? But it literally was a trauma response. It was literally me rebelling against my natural femininity because it had been taken advantage of, because it had not been nurtured, because I didn't have a safe space to operate in my divine feminine. So I was protecting myself with this shield of independence. Ooh, ladies, I'm telling you, let it go. And you don't need a man to do this. But when you have a man, you'll flourish even more. Because when I started really embarking on this femininity journey, I was still in an unhealthy relationship where it was not celebrated, and it was not at all. But I was determined to be my best feminine self and to go back and find my feminine. And speaking of which, I do have a series called Find Your Feminine. You all should go back and watch it, ladies. It's like, I don't know, six videos, I think. And there's 6 lives, but I also did shortened versions where there isn't the Q&A. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can either just watch the first 15, 20 minutes of the live, or you can go and watch the mini versions of the lessons that are like 7 to 9 minutes. But Find Your Feminine, I talk about how you define femininity for yourself, how you actually find it, like where'd you lose it, how to maintain your femininity despite circumstances. I also talk about like how to follow a man's lead. I talk about how femininity shows up in your relationships. And I talk about why men love feminine women. So it's an entire series that encompasses like everything you need to know to work on your femininity. And you can do it little by little, right? No one expects you tomorrow to be Martha Stewart. However, you should start planting seeds, right? Planting seeds and watering them. All right. Yes. Yep. Your intentions and prayers towards having the right person. It'll show up. God got you. Yep. So have an assurance about that. It was delicious too. Oh, thank you, baby. Ooh, let me get my treat. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. My husband got work in the morning. I don't want to keep him up too late. We got a room, a nice one. I want to just be a woman who cooks, cleans, family nights, work if I want to, be cute till yes. Yes. And you deserve that, Keisha. So you know what? Let's work on that. Let's work on that. You've already set the intention because you said you want that, right? So you want that. Here you are. You're in the love attraction community. You have, a connection to me and all my teachings. There's lots of things that you can start with there. So you can start implementing now, right? So pick a thing. I would say, watch Avoid Single Mother Setbacks. I think that will help. And then look at the Find Your Feminine, right? And start actively pursuing your femininity. And you get to define it for yourself. You don't have to look at anyone else. I mean, you can look for inspiration, right? But you can define it for yourself, what feels comfortable for you. So get started. Yes. Yep. Keisha, please reach out to me. Seriously, it's been 6 months for me. I'm totally different. And she's not lying. She's not just saying that. Like, I am working on a way to showcase how different these women are. I'm working on a way to accurately showcase it. They are all different. And listen, when they came to me, it's not like they were bottom of the barrel or nothing. They were amazing women then. They were already amazing. It's just they are finding their new levels. They are finding like their higher selves and becoming that version of themselves. And any woman that desires that, come and join us, right? Enrollment is open until the end of March. So you have some time. Take a look at my website, click on the banner. Click on the banner so you know the information about the 2 levels of membership that we have. We have the lady level and we have the Queen's Court. The Queen's Court is the VIP level that also includes one-on-one time. Now it's not a necessity. You're going to get access to me. I'll get to know you and all of that. If you're at the lady level, if that's all you can, afford or commit to or invest in right now, that's fine. But the VIP level, which is upgraded, so there is an additional financial investment. But I will say, when you do that, your results get elevated, escalated, like they happen quicker. I think they're deeper. So that's just something to consider. I'll put the link up at the end. There we go, guys. Funny. Yes, this is the type of stuff we love to see. Like women even connecting on here, like, girl, I've been through that. Come on. Like, let me help you. Let me reach back my hand because I was where you were. I'm not there anymore. I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but I'm a couple steps ahead of you, so I'm gonna pull you forward with me. Like, the women in the membership are doing that because that's what I do for them. That's what I do for all of you that are on the lives. I'm not presenting myself like, oh, I have it all figured out. I have all of the answers. No, but I'm telling you, I have dedicated myself to this particular study, right? By means of my own life. Okay. So I don't tell you all to do anything that I haven't already done, haven't proven, haven't told my other clients and seen success from. So you can trust me, right? I keep it real. You know that. Thanks for linking up. Yep, there we go. The man I choose is in for a real treat. He's gonna, like, wow. She comes with meal prep, adventure, and she listens. Heavy on the she listens. Heavy on the she listens. Let me tell you how you all will have the competitive advantage by working on your femininity. Everything will stem from that. You will have the competitive advantage if you focus on finding your feminine. I promise you. Yank us all the way up. You know I do. But it be in love because I know what y'all are capable of. That's the one thing. Like, my ladies, they put in the work. They watch the videos. They do their work. They come back in the group after dates. Like, they are on it. So there's not too much I have to say. Once they get going, they get going. They police themselves at a certain point. It was so helpful. I watched the series every couple of weeks for a refresher. Thank you, Alice. Like, because I put a lot of time into that series. That series is probably 2 years in the making. That is my exact journey of having to read books, watch lots of videos, observe other women, put it into practice, make mistakes, have men give me feedback, take the feedback and make changes. And I summarized it all to give you all a roadmap. I'm literally thinking about doing a course on femininity because it's needed. It's absolutely needed. It's the answer. It's like a prerequisite to all of this other stuff. Like, when you work on your femininity, the art of suggestion is easy because you've already started working on how do you flow as a woman? How do you flow in your femininity? And it will lead you to suggestion and proper flirting and all of those things. Let me tell you, yes. Girl, I was heavy on that. I was quick to tell somebody, like, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do none of that. Now, it is like one of my greatest joys to feed my family because I understand the importance of feeding them. Not just feeding them natural food, but in understanding that the joy and love that goes into me preparing their meals, I'm imparting my energy to my husband and our family, right? With every meal that I make for him, with every generous act, with every thoughtful act, I'm feeding my energy into him. People be worried about cheating and stuff. I don't worry about none of that. For what? My man is too pleased. I'm too busy thinking about ways to keep him pleased. I'm too worried about ways to thinking of ways to keep myself beautiful and keep my own energy happy and excited. I got time to be worried about negative things like that. Yes, I have to go, y'all. I do too. So I love you all so much. Yes, do the course on femininity. I am working on it. Thank you for the confirmation, Keisha. I will work on it. So yes, let me just leave you all with my coaching gem. So my coaching gem for the evening: mastering suggestion opens up the opportunity for surprise and different iterations of what you want. It also allows you to remain in your feminine and leave the masculine lane for him to cruise. All right, so keep that in mind, you all. And remember, if you know you're ready, if you're ready to, have a group, be a part of a community that is doing this work, that can hold you accountable, that can like walk hand in hand with you on this love attraction journey, please go to destinationdeanna.com, click on the top banner. That is where you can find the information for the membership. We are currently open for enrollment for our Q2 group. So the Q2 starts April, it goes April, May, June. So it covers 3 months. The membership is for 3 months. You need at least 3 months to even get a good feel for the information to see if you want to continue. I have only had maybe one person not continue, right? And they just weren't ready for the work. They kind of had a regression. And I'm sure they're wishing that they stayed. They're welcome to come back. We always have open arms, right? We will always welcome you back. But check out the options for the membership. And if you know it's you and you know it's time for you to like make your next step, if you have questions, you can DM me. You can send me an email, destinationdeanna@gmail.com, and I will answer your questions. All right. So I love you all. Please remember that God is love. Yes, Keisha, please binge watch all the videos. I need the watch time. I definitely need the watch time. So binge, share the videos, tell other people to watch them, visit my website daily. This is all the ways. If you are not in a position to pay for my courses or my membership yet, guess what? Watching my videos is free, but it supports me. So I appreciate you doing that as well. All right. I love you all so much. Please remember that God is love. We are of God. So attracting love should be easy, especially when you have me as your guide. I love you all. I will see you next week for part 3 in the series, The Art of Love Attraction.